All right, so now we can get into the real meat of the video.
Yes.
The main entree, the standings predictions.
Uh-oh.
Now you told me that you had some surprises in the Eastern Conference.
I do.
Okay, so for that reason, I'm gonna go first in the West, and then I'll have you go first in the East.
All right.
And we're gonna go from bottom up. We're gonna go from 15-1.
All right.
So in the West at 15, I got San Antonio Spurs.
All right.
I don't really need to explain that one.
No, you don't. You don't.
Keldon Johnson is nice, but I don't even have to say anything at all. We're just gonna move on. 14, same thing. I got the Jazz.
Oh, shit.
Colin Sexton, Larry Markkinen, they got some quality players, but they're gonna be bad.
Okay.
They're just gonna be bad. 13. This is gonna hurt you. I know.
Oh.
You told me how you feel about this team. I got the Rockets at 13.
Oh.
I know how you feel about them, but I don't think they're ready to take the next step to contend for a play-in tournament spot. I don't think they're ready. They're just really, they don't have any veterans on that team at all. Like Eric Gordon is there.
Yeah.
That's about it. And honestly, he could have been on my most likely to get traded list because
I had him as a suggestion.
Yeah, he's a valuable asset.
He
he's
is
a little sharpshooter. That's the only veteran that they got Boban.
No, he don't count. I love Boban, but let's come on now.
Well, yeah, that's exactly my point. This team is just still too young. They're really talented, and they have a lot of potential with Jalen Green and Jabari Smith. And they got some other young players too. The Şengün dude, he's got to take a next step. But yeah, they're too young right now.
All right,
Maybe next season, but this season, yeah, they're gonna be in the Wembanyama sweepstakes.
Yeah, I think so as well.
At 12, I got OKC. I was pretty much deciding between OKC and Houston, who I would have higher. Mm-hmm. And I just opted with OKC because of Josh Giddey and Shea, because Shea is going to be healthy, and I think Josh Giddey's ready to take the next step or just show some improvement. And they got Lou Dort too, who's really solid 3-and-D guy. I just like the roster a little more than Houston's. Mm-hmm. At 11, I have Sacramento.
Ooh, all right. Interesting.
So they're just missing out on a play-in opportunity. DeMontis and Fox, they're going to play their first full season together. They still got Harrison Barnes, who's solid.
They still have him?
Yeah, he's still there, bro.
I thought he was playing in the NBA Siberia.
He's still there.
Oh my goodness! I thought he was like across the country. I thought he was playing overseas. I'm not lying.
He is still there.
Oh my goodness.
He's still solid. He puts up like 15 a game. And they got some pretty good young pieces too. Davion Mitchell was a rookie last year.
Yeah, I like him.
He's really good. He's hard nosed, great defender already. Like rookie year. Normally, rookie point guards aren't great defenders, but Davion was a great defender and still has upside. He's going to be one of the best perimeter defenders in the league going forward. Just has to develop offensively, mainly with the outside shot. I wonder if he's going to be able to play in minutes with De'Aaron Fox. I don't know, but
and don't they have Keegan Murray too?
They got Keegan Murray too, who's really solid.
Yeah.
He could be like a sleeper pick 4 rookie of the year. He's really solid, but at the end of the day, man, the West is loaded, and I like 10 more rosters better than the Kings. So the Kings haven't made the playoffs in over 15 years, and I don't think this year is going to be any different.
Agreed.
So now we get to 10, first play-in spot. I have the Trailblazers. Jeremy Grant pick up, bringing back Nurkic and Simons. Show that they're still trying to win with Dame, but I don't think it's enough. you kind of like require 2 stars. I don't know if Jeremy Grant is a star.
I know he's a solid player.
He's he's borderline. He almost made the All-Star game 2 years ago, but he's not what's gonna get you in the playoffs in the Western Conference. It's just sadly it's not enough. But their roster, they could easily prove me wrong. Dame goes off. He had a lot of rest last season because he was injured. But yeah, I don't think it's enough. And another thing is, the Blazers always had defensive concerns because of their backcourt of CJ and Dame, because they were both small. They're both 6'2" and kind of tiny wingspan.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing with just plug in Anthony Simons. But yeah, I have them at 10. And then at 9, the last team missing the playoffs. It's our team, Bryant.
Oh, wow.
It's our team. I got the Lakers missing the playoffs, man, at 9.
Wow.
I think the Pat Bev thing is going to help. Just, somebody who's going to play off the ball and be more entrenched in their role. Like, kind of something that Taylor Horton Tucker struggled with last year. He couldn't really fit in. So I think it's going to help him. But I don't think the Lakers have enough shooting. I don't think they do, bro. If you look at the team, like, their best three-point shooter might be LeBron. It literally might be LeBron.
That's not saying much either.
Yeah, LeBron's a good three-point shooter, but, like, that's not his game.
No,
you don't want the best three-point shooter on your team to be LeBron.
No.
You want him to be surrounded with shooters.
Yeah.
I mean, Lonnie Walker has shooting potential. Kendrick Nunn's all right, but, like, there's no sharpshooters on this team, really.
Kendrick Nunn has looked nice in the preseason. I've seen some preseason
that
games.
He has. You're absolutely right about that. You are absolutely right about that. So I think he's going to get a lot more playing time. We also got to see, like, is Russ actually going to come off the bench, or was that just an experiment? There's just a lot of question marks, and
yeah,
if you point a gun at my head and tell me to make a decision, I said the Lakers missed the playoffs.
All right.
Which pains me to say it, but now we get into playoff teams. 8 seed. I got the Wolves. A lot of people have the Wolves. A lot of people have the Wolves like getting around 50 wins. I don't. I think they'll get. I think they'll get like a solid 44 or 45, which will get them 8 in the West. Like I said, the defense with Cat playing on the perimeter, I think that's going to neutralize a lot of the impact that Rudy Gobert can have. That he's supposed to put your team as like a top 10 defense in the league, just his presence alone. But the fact that Cat's going to be getting exploited on the perimeter, I think that's going to hurt them a lot in the regular season and have them at 8.
No argument there.
At 7, I got the Mavs.
Ooh, okay.
It was, this team, similar to the Timberwolves, had another off-season transaction that I wasn't very fond of, that we talked about, Christian Wood.
Yeah.
Teams out west got better, like that I'll talk about as we get higher in the standing. And I don't think the Mavs got better. I think they got slightly worse. So for that reason, I got them at 7. I think they were the 4th seed last year, right?
I think like that. They were the 5th, if I'm not mistaken. 5th or 4th. Yep. I know that it's right there.
5th or 4th, and I got them sliding at 7 because Wood is a downgrade from Jalen Brunson, even though I know I wouldn't have given Brunson a max, but it still is a downgrade. And like I said, teams out west got better that I'll talk about. At 6, the Pelicans.
Wow.
They got better. They got better, so I got them over the Mavs because Zion's going to be playing.
Okay.
So, do you think I have them too low?
I don't want to tell you where I have them at until I go over my standings. You get me?
Okay. I got you. I'm interested to see now, but yeah, I got the Pelicans at 6.
Okay.
I could see them performing higher than 6th, but I don't know what it is. I just like 5 more teams more than the Pelicans. I think these teams have like rosters that can push them to the NBA Finals. And I don't think the Pelicans are there just yet, but I think these 5 teams above them have the potential of making the NBA Finals.
All right.
At 5, this is quite a slide for this team. I have the Suns at 5.
Woo! Okay.
Kind of similar to the Mavericks, this team didn't get better in the offseason. There's the whole thing of if they're going to pay Ayton.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they opted to pay him. So their team kind of just stagnated. It's the same team, but Chris Paul is a year older.
Basically.
Actually, it could get worse because Jay Crowder, I think they're trying to trade Jay Crowder. I mean, it depends what the Suns get back for him when they do trade him, if they do trade him. But, yeah, there wasn't really any improvement for this team. They also lost JaVale McGee, who's a really good backup center.
Yeah.
So you could argue that they got worse. So I got them sliding to 5 from, were they the 1 seed or 2 seed last year? But
1 seed. They won 60 games last season.
Yeah, I got them sliding from 1 to 5.
All right.
At 4, I got the Clippers. I think this team they're better than the 4 seed, but I think it's going to take them a little longer in the regular season to figure it out. And I don't think they're going to be worried about regular season standing. I think they're going to prioritize health and rest for John Wall, PG, and Kawhi. So I don't think they're too worried with their regular season standing. I think they're better than the 4th seed in the West, but I think that's what they're going to get because of they're not going to go too hard in the regular season.
Okay.
At 3, I have the Grizzlies.
Whoa, okay.
3, I have the Grizzlies.
You gotta explain this one. You have to explain this one to me.
I don't think I have to explain this one that much. I mean, they were the 3 seed or 2 seed last year, right?
I'm not sure. You might have checked on that. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
I'm pretty sure they were the 2 seed, bro. I'm pretty sure they were the 2 seed.
Oh, what the hell? Oh.
Yeah. It was Suns, Grizzlies, Warriors.
I thought the Warriors were the 2nd seed last season.
2022 standing. They were the 2 seed. They finished 3 games above the Warriors and 8 games behind the Suns. They're the 2 seed. Their team they lost DeAnthony Melton, who's a really good perimeter defender for them. But other than that, I don't think there was any noticeable subtraction from their team. They're still young. They're still improving.
I don't know if you heard, but they did re-sign Brandon Clark to a 3-year deal. It happened a couple hours ago. I don't know if you heard about that.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, they re-signed him to a 3-year or 2-year deal.
Okay. Well, yeah, he's still on their team. He's an energy guy, really athletic forward. I think it's like I said, how the Clippers are better than the 4th seed in the West, though I don't think they're gonna go as hard. The Grizzlies are young and they're gonna go fucking hard in the regular season.
All right.
So I think the Clippers are definitely better than the Grizzlies, but I think since the Grizzlies are going to go harder in the regular season, they're younger, they're not worried about pacing themselves for the postseason. That's why I have them at the 3 seed.
All right.
At the 2 seed, I got the Warriors. Yeah, I mean they're gonna be a top 2 team in the West. They got pretty much the same supporting cast. They only lost Gary Payton, who's a noticeable subtraction, tremendous defender, but I think they can definitely overcome that. But I have them at 2.
All
and
right.
at number 1, do you know who I have at number 1?
Oh my goodness, I know who it is.
The Joker leading the Denver Nuggets to the 1 seed.
All right.
How do you feel about that, Bryant?
No.
Let me give you my spiel though. I gotta give you my explanation.
All right.
Jokic is a 2-time reigning MVP.
1.5.
No. He's a 2-time MVP. All right. And last season was entirely played without Jamal Murray, and 90% of it was played without MPJ.
Yeah.
And he was able to lead the team to the 6th seed. Both of those guys are coming back. I expect Murray to be similar to like the output he was putting in the bubble and then right before his injury. I expect him to put up a very efficient 20 per game and 5 assists. MPJ I'm a little more hesitant on, but I think he'll be a good third option for them. The problems for the Nuggets were defensively.
Yeah.
And they added Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown is a really impactful defender.
Solid pickup.
Hustles a lot. He knows his role. This was like the perfect player for the Nuggets to get. And they also got KCP, who he's a hustler on the perimeter, really energetic defender, and he can hit an open shot. He's a 3-and-D guy. These are the types of pickups that the Nuggets needed to address their defensive concerns. Aaron Gordon's still there, who's a versatile defender. And the Nuggets have always been like a regular season team when at full health over these past couple of years. They've in 2018 to 2019, they were the 2 seed. They overperformed expectations, and they ended up getting bounced in the second round. But we've seen time in and time out again that the Nuggets can be a regular season team and get a lot of wins in the regular season, get a high seeding. I expect this year to be no different, especially with MPJ and Jamal Murray coming back.
All right. I like that.
Any objections?
I was kind of surprised you had the Lakers missing the playoffs. But that's really my only exception on that one, to be honest with you. The
okay,
Lakers.
Well, let's just see your standing then. Let's just dive right into it.
Do you want me to go to my West or my East?
Do your West, and then we'll start with the East after.
Well, it's kind of crazy because we kind of had similar lists. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I had the Spurs at the 15th seed. We already know why. They traded Murray away for a bag of chips.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Got Utah at the 14th seed. Quinn Snyder left. Gobert Mitchell left and all that.
Right.
I got the Kings at a 13th seed.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
I
mean, we both don't have them making the play-in tournament, but 13 is kind of crazy, bro.
It's gonna be another disappointing season again. I think they're bringing another coach in. Didn't Luke Walton got let go, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think they got fucking Mike Brown.
Yeah. Oh well, they got Mike Brown, but I don't really see him doing that much better than Luke Walton.
Yeah, I don't really either.
I had the Thunder at the 12th seed.
Okay, I did as well. And then you got the Rockets at 11.
Yep, I had the Rockets at the 11th seed.
Okay, so we just swapped the Rockets and Kings. Okay.
I had Portland at my 10th seed.
Same here.
So it's pretty accurate. But I had the Wolves at my 9th seed.
So you got the Wolves missing and the Lakers making.
Yeah. Same argument you brought. Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns are not good perimeter defenders. They're going to get exposed. That was my biggest concern. I just don't trust them to. Cat is very inconsistent. We've seen that multiple times in the playoffs last year. So that's why I have them at the 9th seed. And I have the Lakers at the 8th seed just because I don't think AD's going to miss. I hope he's not going to miss that many games. I don't think LeBron's going to miss that many games, only maybe to rest. I don't think he's going to suffer the injuries he suffered the past couple seasons ago. So I feel like with a healthy LeBron and a healthy AD, they make the 8th seed, even with all the troubles with Westbrook and the lack of shooting they have, which I'm going off the experience, mainly off LeBron. I got them at the 8th seed. I got the Mavs at the 7th seed.
I also have the Mavs at the 7.
No, I kind of like going just based on what you said. Loss of Jalen Brunson. It's just Luka again with a bunch of shooters. I don't know.
That can only take you so far.
Yeah, it's gonna go. Yeah, I got the Pelicans at a 6th seed.
Damn, okay.
The Pelicans at a 6th seed. Zion looks great. He looks healthy. He looks like he's ready to hoop. I think a major key on why the Pelicans are going to be really good this season is Brandon Ingram. I really believe he's going to show out this year. I mean, he's been improving each year after, he's been there. So I really believe in him. And then you got, like you mentioned, Jonas Valanciunas.
CJ.
CJ. And you got Willie Green, too. He's a great coach.
Yeah, good coach. Really good coach.
Good coach. Now, this fifth seed is going to shock you. I'm surprised. I got the Grizzlies at the 5th seed.
Oh, and I don't blame you for that.
And I don't know. I'm kind of surprised you didn't bring this up, but Jaren Jackson underwent surgery. He's injured. Yeah, that's mainly my concern right now. He's gonna be out for 4 to 6 months, and he probably won't be back till late December. And they still have to work him into game shape. Ja's going to have another good year, but I'm kind of concerned with his injuries he's had in the prior season before that, so I don't think he's going to play a full 82. I see him playing like a 56-ish game, 60. So, I mean, just Jaren Jackson, that's really my main concern, and Ja.
Okay, I'll give you a little pushback on this.
Okay.
What I will say is that the Grizzlies played a lot of games without Ja last year and quite a few games without Jaren, and they were still able to make it work. It's a fucking complete team, man.
That is a good point. But was it
deep.
just a one season wonder? That's what
it could have been. It could have been.
That's why I'm kind of. I gotta see how these first couple games play out. Just because the loss of Jaren Jackson is just he's gonna be out for another maybe 2 or 3 months, and that's in the West. You can't fall that much behind, especially in the West. You can't fall that behind.
Yeah, I'm not gonna blame you too much for that one. I could see that.
The 4th seed, I got the Warriors.
What? Let's hear this.
I have the Warriors to the 4th seed just because the Draymond incident.
Oh God.
Yes.
That is not, bro. That is not gonna have that much of an impact.
You can call me a party pooper, but that Draymond incident is not gonna go away. I feel like it's gonna be brought up every day in the media. How, even on the first game they played back, Draymond and Jordan Poole, people were like saying, "Oh, they're back." There was so much media attention just because of the handshake they did. Can you imagine if they have an argument on the court? You know how much it's gonna people are gonna assume stuff. It's like you gotta take that in consideration. Like
I think you're blowing this a little too out of proportion.
I'm just saying. And they did lose Gary Payton Jr. I know he did play his part, and he had an impact on the Warriors.
Correct.
And they lost Otto Porter. Oh, did they lose Otto Porter?
I don't know.
I think they did. I think they did lose Otto Porter, if I'm not mistaken. Can you check that out real quick?
I'll check.
But yeah, that's why I have him at the 4th seed. I just think the chemistry between Poole and Draymond is gonna be off and on. I don't know how it's gonna work out. And with Wiggins and Poole getting the extension now, that's gonna play a factor into how Draymond's gonna play. I feel like.
Okay, well, fact checked. Otto Porter is on the Raptors now.
Yep.
So I got to give you a little pushback on this one too.
All right.
Because I understand off the court issues happen. Mm-hmm. But you got to take into account this is the Warriors, man. They're one of the best run franchises in the league. Not just talking about talent, just talking about structure. Even when the KD Draymond shit happened with him taking the ball up the court and not passing the KD, and then they had the fucking fight in the huddle. Even with that happening and all the media attention that got, they still were, I believe, the 2 seed in the West, and they made it to the NBA Finals, and they lost to the Raptors because of the KD injury, but they still, like I said, top 2 seed and made it to the finals. So if there's a team that can ignore or overcome off the court issues, that team is the Warriors.
I can see where you're coming from, and Yeah, I kind of agree with you, but
You just think this is a bit more?
Yeah, it's a little bit more, just because Draymond did get suspended for punching Poole. Draymond got suspended 1 game for yelling at KD. Like, yelling at KD, not punching him. Like, that's going to play a factor. Even though Poole got his money, I feel like that's still going to play a factor on how they both mesh together on the court. That's...
Okay.
We're
just gonna have to agree to disagree on this one.
Yes, we do.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I just don't think it's gonna be that impactful.
All right, I had the Suns at the 3rd seed. The same team as last year. CP3 years older, 37. Saw his age last 4 playoff games against the Mavs. Like you kind of mentioned, Jake Crowder is looking to leave. And DeAndre Ayton, we don't know how his relationship with Monty Williams is. He doesn't seem like he wants to be there, in my opinion. If you watch the media coverage, he didn't really seem that he didn't seem that happy about being back with the Suns. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are rumblings that he isn't happy midway during the season. I wouldn't really be surprised with that. But the Suns do have a deep bench with Cam Johnson, Cameron Payne, and a couple other good role players. So that's why I have them at the 3rd seed.
Okay.
I have the Nuggets at the 2nd seed.
Hey, giving Nuggets some credit. I like it.
Yeah, kind of the same thing you brought up. MPJ and Jamal Murray coming back from injury takes off the pressure off Jokic trying to do everything. So I think that's going to help Jokic a lot. And they still have Aaron Gordon too, so Nuggets going to be really nice. 1st seed,
Clips.
The Clips, Hey, I got the Clippers, man. Kawhi back. He's coming back from injury. He's healthy. You got a great 2nd star in Paul George. The bench is deep.
Bench is good.
The bench is really good. So I would.
Dude, they got Norm Powell. I completely forgot about Norman Powell.
They got Reggie Jackson. We don't know who's coming off the bench at this point. Tyronn Lue said either Reggie Jackson or John Wall. They don't know who's coming off the bench. So it's up there for competition. But you got
Terrence Mann, too.
Terrence Mann.
Yeah.
They got a lot of good quality players coming off the bench. So I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a deep team.
Any pushback? Any surprises you had?
Well, yeah, the Warriors one was the biggest one, but I can see where you're coming from on that one.
Okay,
and then
cool.
The Clippers, I think they're just gonna take it a bit more easier in the regular season, but I could definitely see them getting the 1 seed though. It's definitely within possibilities.